Coach, thanks for stopping by the channel. This is Coach Coltharp coming to you again from North Carolina. And today I'm going to do something a little different on the channel. I'm going to give you a sneak peek inside my new CoachTube course, Protecting Your Identity When the Film is Bad. This course was something that we developed as we're developing our coordinator academy, which is going to be housed over on the website, thevarsityedge.com. If you want to go check that out, it's almost ready, fully functional now, but you can see some of the things that we're going to be doing with Varsity Edge outside of the YouTube channel. I'm really proud of that. Also, I really appreciate you guys that have subscribed to the channel. We're just trying to get it to grow. I know it's a slow process, but I really hope that the information that we're providing over here on the channel can help you grow as a coach so that you can keep learning and keep coaching. All that being said, hey, stay around to the end if you don't mind. I got a special gift for you guys that can watch the whole video. Let's jump into it.
TheVarsityEdge.com.
All right, Coach, another problem with bad film and being unsettled as a coordinator and just kind of being willy-nilly and not really having a clear plan on how to fix things is that bad film often ruins Tuesdays. Most people, Monday's about install, game plan, and things like that, but Tuesdays, your really big work week. And too many corrections, or work day of the week, but too many corrections enter practice on Tuesdays because you felt productive on Monday. You fixed everything you saw on film. You put some new coaching points in. You added some new emphasis. Every position coach gave some players reminders. But by Tuesday, the practice field just looks slower. You were so excited. Yeah, we're going to get this fixed this week. We're going to turn this around. We're going to have a great week of practice. And it's not because the players don't care. It's because their mental load just doubled. They're thinking about everything at once. And that's where you have to fall back in on clarity of decreasing that load on the players. And it really, really helps. Instead of practicing your system, now practice is reacting to last week. Every rep turns into remember this and don't forget that, or watch, look this. And that's one of the things I love about the air raid so much is it was systematic. I had a hodgepodge offense before I became a head coach and learned the air raid. My first year as a head coach, first two jobs as a head coach, in fact, my first two jobs as a head coach, I was a pro I guy. I was at the very beginning of, kind of that 11 personnel look. But I just had a bunch of plays I didn't like, and learning the air raid, it taught me that system. And then that really gave me this idea of, I'm going to practice my system over and over and over. And, but when you're doing it like this, when you're losing your identity and you're letting this film run your practice, the focus shifts from what we do well to what went wrong. And that usually just gets you in trouble. Here's what coaches miss. Players don't play slow because they lack ability. They play slow because they're processing too much. They process slow. More information equals slower reactions. By Friday, they're not trusting rules. They're scanning for problems, and hesitation beats speed every time. And I just think that's really, really important. I go back to what I said at the beginning of the clinic with Mike Leach talking about, if I take something out, or to put something in, I got to take something out. You don't want to do that. I had a offensive coordinator buddy of mine that coached at a small D3 school, really, really successful up in the Shenandoah Mountains. And we were talking one day about going into a game planning thing, and I think the course is still up on CoachTube, but it was an offensive coordinator's game roundtable. And one thing he said is he made sure that he didn't go into a game with his offensive line having more than 8 schemes, whether that be gap run, zone run, and protections, because he felt like that's all that they could handle. So think about that. If you don't want to ruin Tuesday, if you want to make those corrections and be clearer about what you're doing, bad film doesn't ruin Friday. Overreaction ruins Tuesday, and Tuesdays determine Fridays. Strong coordinators don't add more. They narrow the focus so players can play fast again. Coach, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. I hope this little snippet has intrigued you about that process. That whole course is pretty cool. It talks about not losing your mind when things aren't going so well. So if you're a young coordinator, I would really suggest you maybe check it out because it'll help you as you grow into the profession. Hey, and for those of you guys who stayed, I'm going to put a code on the screen right now, and the first 5 guys that go over to CoachTube will be able to purchase the course for free. Now, if it comes up and says the code's no good, you're not one of the first 5, but don't worry. You can get a lot of this information over on the website, thevarsityedge.com. Go to the coach's office and join today.